Okay, so now we move on to the Friday, and from this point onwards, this is where the video parts of me at Botcon start to decrease, I guess, on the basis that I did a lot of the panels. I never do panels at AA because most of the time I think they're not very good. I'm afraid they're very, very missable, and you don't feel bad for not seeing them at all. A lot of these panels were really, really good. Like, really good, and I didn't feel bad for missing them. Obviously, during these panels, you weren't allowed to record for the most part, and even if you were, I wasn't willing to sit for, I don't know, over an hour with the camera like this, because the footage would have just been me shaking the camera around like there's no tomorrow. Even in the very brief bits I do have of a panel, it's still hella me going. So. And I didn't bring my tripod with me because it takes up a hell of an amount of luggage room, and I didn't have that luggage room to spare. I'm really glad I didn't bring it on the way back home, I'll tell you that now. So the first thing we did was we got there and we saw the Film Fest, which was basically the fan stuff where they made films, and there's some, I'm sorry to say, there were some fucking stinking ones there. Oh god. I shouldn't say that. I should be nice, but there were some really, really fucking bad ones. There were good ones as well. John 3.0, obviously. I think his is actually up on his channel, so if you're interested, you can go and watch that. That was fun. That was actually pretty cool to see. Guy called, I think it was Corey, who was staying at the Bot Condo, as those guys called it, with Alex and stuff. He did a really cool stop animation video. There was actually one with an awesome idea, which was a black and white film, basically, with a Charlie Chaplin-esque looking character. What was it? Oh, Tramp-formers. It sounds like it's going to be one of those stupid comedy things, but it was actually interesting because it was all black and white. They had no sound. They had the old-school piano music in the background. And it was fascinating to see it done. I really enjoyed it from a technical aspect, and they had, like, when the characters talked, they had the black screen appear with the wording on, and they had some really nice artwork for the wording as well. That was a really good one. The other one that stood out to me personally was I think it was called Bad Transformers Review, and as a Transformers reviewer, it made me chuckle, but it did make me also worry at the same time, because I was like, I hope I'm not doing the stuff that he's making fun of, because I might be, and that would make me very self-conscious, and it did. But I laughed at it because I knew where he was coming from, and a lot of people enjoyed it. He was as well he was the winner as well, so that was cool. What else? Oh, Mandy, Realistic, did her. She did 2 videos as well, which I thought you could only submit 1. She did 2, and she did her 2 rap videos, and they were cool. The music was good, but on a video editing part, I would have changed things, but that's just me being picky and being like, I like video editing. So we saw that. Now that was cool, as I crossed that off my list with my little sticky thing. The next thing, I think it actually led straight in, which is why we were there, because we were like, well, there's not actually too much going on Friday, and the showroom floor wasn't open. We'll see the film first, and then boom, straight into stunt con job, which was the script reading of the comic with Neil Ross, David Kay, Morgan Lofting, Greg Berger. Oh god, I'm running up. Oh, Marty Eisenberg was reading, which was kind of cool. He was playing Sentinel Prime. I like that. That was neat. Who else? Jack Angel was meant to be there, but Jack Angel was comatose from an illness. He wasn't comatose, but he was knocked out by this illness, so he didn't come to the convention at all. So who replaced him but Chris Evangelos? He stormed in and he kicked the door down and was like, hey Brian, I'm gonna be your Jack Angel for the show, and if that's not the case, I'm gonna pull your face off and wear it as my underwear or something like that. It was a conversation we had in private. He probably didn't want me to repeat that, but it's too late now. It's out there. I could edit it out, but I'm not gonna. So we saw that, and that was really good. One, buy that comic. it's a really good comic. It's been a while since I've said there's a really good Transformers comic, but that is hella good. The writing is great in it, the artwork is Marcelo, and he does some really fucking good animated art. He basically does the show's art, and that's fantastic. And the script reading, everybody was doing a great part. Standouts were Greg Berger as Cheetor, because he did this weird surfer, kind of Michelangelo surfer styled voice to him, which was really neat. And Neil Ross as Sideswipe, who basically played Sideswipe as that old school noir detective-y kind of private eye detective, Dick Tracy kind of character with the gruff, "It was a midnight eve and it was foggy that day." That kind of voice, even though I can't even begin to replicate it. I'm no voice actor, but you get the idea. David Kaye played Toxitron, which was great, and he played Optimus and, you know, the rest of the guys. It was a really, really fun script reading. They also had a intermission break where they had I Can Do Anything Better Than You with Greg Berger and David Kaye saying, "Yes, me can, no, you can't," as Grimlock and Grimlock, which was hilariously funny. Apparently in the pre-show, Chris had said that it was even more hilarious because the script was written incorrectly. So they had to go through it a couple of times to make sure that they got everything down right. That was a really fun script reading. I like that, and now I will always have those voices in my head when I look at those characters, especially Sideswipe. Oh god, that was such a damn good voice for that Sideswipe. I'll say that now. So I'm trying to think what happened next. It says wandered around the... Oh, that's right. Basically, once the stunt con job script reading had finished, the dealer room opened, though only for a very brief time. So I went into the dealer room and had a look around. And I suppose since I've been talking for about 7 minutes now, it's probably worth throwing in that footage. Though I'm sure you've probably seen most of this footage before in other people's videos, like the new toys that were there, and the statues and the cars and blah 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 blah. Actually, I'll pull out some of the stuff from the actual showroom floor and I'll throw that into other bits, otherwise it's just going to be me talking solidly for a long time and that would suck for you guys, so I'll split that up. But you know, you've seen it in one video, you've seen it all. I guess if you want to skip it, I wouldn't blame you. But these are my bits of footage from the convention floor, or will be the footage from the convention floor. Then I'll talk about what happened the rest of that time. Though I will mention that some of the toys were actually only put out on the Sunday or late Saturday because of the Transformers toy panel, which the reveals were shown, so some of the toys were then put out. The Hall of Fame got a new booth because of the winner, so I don't have everything, but I have a good amount of stuff. So we'll look at that stuff and then I'll talk about what happened the final amount of time on that Friday. So let's have a look at the dealer room.
Nice ringtone.
Thank you.
Transformers, see Transformers.
You were done buying, huh? What's your excuse? Answer the question.
For shame, bad hand. Bad hand.
I want the truth.
You ain't gonna get the truth. Put the camera. Put the camera.
Okay, I thought I should add my own thoughts to what I'm seeing at the showroom floor here. So we start off with these rescue bots, and you know, I think they look quite nice for little kids. They're big and clunky, and you know, they're not for us older fans, but they're okay for the little kids. So the only problem I have with them is, as you'll see coming up, they actually have a play set. When will we get a play set, folks? It's been so long since adult collectors have had any kind of play set. And of course now we're having a look at the Cyberverse stuff, the Legion figures. And yeah, they're alright. They're not exactly for me. The commanders, however, are looking a lot more impressive, which we should be looking at here. I think Guzzle is a commander. Yeah, he's a commander, it says. He looks hella good, and he will guarantee to be sold out quick. And I'm sure that'll be the same for this guy here, which is Hatchet. These two, I think, will sell out upsettingly quickly in stores because of the damn wreckers and because Hatchet looks cool. And here, of course, are the deluxe figures. I focused on the hand there because it had the long finger instead of the snip finger, which is very hard to find at this present time. And you know, more of the deluxe figures, which I don't actually mind. I think they're better than I originally assumed, because I have that Thundercracker that's just appeared there, and I'll show you that later. And I'm kind of impressed by this Bumblebee here. He kind of looks like Ultimate Cougar, which kind of tickled me, so I might pick that one up in the future, but we'll see. I didn't get any of these, but I did get to play with the Voyagers, apart from the Prime, who I didn't give a crap about. The Shockwave is really good. Couple of things I would have liked to have had articulation-wise, but the Steam Hammer, whatever, he's really cool as well. And surprisingly, this guy was on the showroom floor, the leader Ironhide. I think he was going for like 60 bucks, but he looked really nice. I was kind of tempted. And here is Ultimate Optimus Prime, who I was surprised to see is much, much, much bigger than I originally assumed he was going to be. Still not going to touch it, but it was interesting to see. And here are my boys, the Human Alliance Scout figures, and there's Dragstrip there, who I'm really wanting to get. I really love this little line of figures. I think they're all fun. They all have one kind of shitty mode, but the rest of them is pretty awesome if you ask me. Whether it be the robot mode, extra mode, or you know, the vehicle mode. I like the fact they're basically mask toys slash G.I. Joe toys, or Transformers versus G.I. Joe toys. And here are the newer ones and some repaints, and I'm probably going to get them all. And of course the Masterpiece Rodimus or Hot Rod, I guess, for America, coming with his cool little Target Master. I probably still won't get it, but I'm glad that he is coming out for the American audience. I think it should be at least cheaper. And he is one of the crappy repaints with some figures who look terrible. And another slightly less terrible set right there. It looks not great. And here are the reveal the shield stuff, and you know, you've seen them before, hence why I'm not really paying much attention to them. Finally onto the Prime stuff, and I really like this stuff. I think it looks great. The Starscream, the RC here, they're all looking really, really good. And the packaging, I think, is really good as well, because it's got that concept art or the artwork on, which I really dig. The Bumblebee, I'm still not desperately interested in. I don't think it looks amazing. And you get a random hand cannon. And of course we got to see a Megatron and the Prime set. The Megatron's actually not correctly transformed, or it didn't seem to be. And the kids there didn't look too bad, I'll be honest. Like, if you look at this pack back here, I'm sure that's not meant to be there. I'm sure that's meant to fold away a bit better. And the SDCC stuff, which I was surprised about how interesting that looked. So, moving on to the Creo stuff now, we have this crazy Optimus Prime thing here, which I was hoping I could take home with me, because I thought it looked hella cool. I was not allowed. I liked how the display case was basically Optimus Prime's truck. Then you had a weird giant Creo dancing Optimus Prime, and some nice, these big bits of artwork here are actually made of Creo bricks. Actually stuck a red brick underneath Megatron's nose and then took it off. And here are the Creon figures, which is the only reason people really care about this line. And that was just video rendering, I apologize. And here are some of the Creo figures. and they look like, apparently they're meant to not be too bad since people have been picking them up recently. I've got no real interest in them, only in the crayons, and because you can't get the crayons in individual packaging, I don't think I'll ever get any of these, apart from the one I got for free at Botcon. So, you know, crayons aren't for me, and this Starscream I really didn't like the look of too much. I thought he looked very big and clunky, but the Gemmo looks nice, which I was surprised about. So, and the Megatron one, you get obviously Shockwave, who I'd really want, and Megatron, who I'd really want as well. But apart from that, that was it. And now the custom figures, fans project stuff. Surprisingly, no, it's not surprisingly. These guys look fantastic. I'm gonna really have to try and get these guys at some point. They're looking hella sexy. Apparently as well, they had some other stuff that wasn't fans project that we found out recently, which was the add-on set for the Laser Prime and a couple of them, the mini bots, which look cool, which I didn't get to see. And these were interesting. These were add-on sets which you could buy, obviously for the Reveal the Shield Wreck-Gar, just to make some extra Junkions. I think you can find this guy who was doing this on TFW somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure. These were all really cool to look at, though, if you ask me. And this was a case of some random stuff like Perfect Effect, the really crappy looking Soundwave thing, really brief look at one of the Hercules things. He was big, definitely big, and then some other customs at the bottom there. So, you know, that was interesting. And then a big table full of customs where you could buy your own custom Transformer. I think I wasn't too interested. I just took some footage of it. I didn't want to spend the amount of money that they were asking, because I imagine it was a lot.
Hey John.
How are you, Andrew Millman?
I'm pretty good.
Professor Andrew Millman, excuse me. Mister, I'm smarter than everyone else.
Oh yeah, I'm
because
British.
I went to school in the UK.
Yeah, damn right, son.
Don't listen to him, he knows nothing. Yes, Fat Boy looks very nice, doesn't he?
He looks pretty sexy.
You should see him from the back.
Oh, I've seen him at the back before, don't you worry about that.
He's got a really nice exhaust port, if you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying.
And this here was the actual display for the toys where the kiddies could go and play with this stuff. I rushed to this table when I saw it because I was like, I need to get this before the kids mess everything up with wanting to play stuff, because you can see everything's nicely set out here. Looks like a really cool battle scene. I've seen some other people's video footage of this later on during the day, and God, it was a mess. It looked like a bomb had hit the table, Transformers with bits everywhere. It was kind of depressing. But I think that will do it for this little audio bit of me talking, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this part if the video ends. If not, I hope you continue to watch and enjoy. So this is Andy signing off from the commentary part. Let's get back to the video.